I think men need to understand, and this is a very uncomfortable reality that we need to just put out there. A girl that's mildly attractive or very attractive, there's a high likelihood that she's doing something that monetizes off of her beauty, right? I said something.
It's almost impossible not to now.
Yeah.
Even indirectly, it's almost possible not to.
I would say, and I want to get your take on this because I don't think I've told you this before. I would say 1 in 5 women in today's day and age has done some type of work in her lifetime.
20%.
20%. 1 in 5. I think that's my conservative thing. Now, if we're going to take a girl that's hot, that's like 7, 8, right? That's like can actually make money. She can go on a runway. She can, model clothing, whatever it is, or she's hot. I would argue better than 50% of those girls have made money doing some type of sex work.
And why wouldn't they? Right?
And when I say sex work, that means OnlyFans. That means escorting. That means sugar babying. That means finessing dudes out of money and selling the allure of sex. Like any of this stuff, I would argue 50% of girls have participated in some form of casual sex work that are hot. And then 1 in 5, I think, of regular chicks. And then the other thing too, I don't think people understand is like, they'll sit there and say, oh, well, that's just Miami girls or that's just Vegas girls. Well, where do you think these girls come from? You think they're from Vegas? You think they're from Miami? No, they fucking come here from their localized area and they fucking come here for opportunity. And hot girls can make it really far in major cities. That's why when you go to major cities, why do you see so many hot girls? I'll tell you why. Because that's where the higher status men are.
That's right.
And that's where they want to be.
There used to be this concept, and I think it was Tom Likas who actually came up with this, was that we should have regional ratings for girls. Like a girl who's like an 8 or a 9 in like Butte, Montana is like a 6 or a 7 in Vegas kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think the principle is sound in that like the most beautiful women from like those localized areas, just sort of like the Midwest or something like that, they will congregate in Vegas, in New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Dallas, wherever.
They either move here or at least they come and visit here. So, and then that's where they do their dirt. And I don't think men like understand this shit. They think, no, these girls are good. She's from Idaho. Shut up, dumbass. She's coming here to be that's what it is. Like she's coming from these places.
Unless she's wearing that Amish outfit with the, the collar around something.
And another thing too, because there's been like this explosion of like sorority girls dancing on TikTok for like Kamala Harris or whatever. And they're in sports. Like that's another big thing too. Like the whole college experience, like let me just demystify this for you fucking guys. Like college is a socially acceptable way to spend 4 years doing drugs and having sex. That's what it is. I was in college, and thankfully for me, like I was an athlete, so like kept me away from a lot of stupid shit. But all the girls there were fucking, they were all like 80% were sexually active, if not more, right? And then you talk about like sorority girls. Let me tell you guys something about sororities and fraternities. Sorority. Yeah, like when you're in a sorority or fraternity, what I just said, like an acceptable way to spend 4 years doing it, even more so. Like, guys, you get a lot of free time in college, especially if you're like majoring in something stupid. Like, let's just be honest here. And they're just partying and fucking drinking, especially as undergrads. Like they're just partying, drinking. Every fucking day. That's why so many people flunk out for being, drunks. And then if your girl like went to a big school, right, a big sports school or like a big party school or whatever, big state school, 10, 20,000, up to 50,000 kids, like bro, like these girls are out here being man, and like girls. And then another thing too, a majority of like college enrollees now are women. Majority are women now. Why is that? Ask yourself, why is it? Is it like because women are smarter and they want to go to school or whatever? No, it's because women tend to be more spontaneous and adventurous and like want to get experiences. So like they want to go away from home. And
I think a lot of that has to, I think one of the reasons why you see more women in the workplace now, more women in college, more women in making more money these days is simply because they've been sold this bill of goods that says you can't trust any guys. Guys are inherently untrustworthy because you can't trust a guy for your long-term security. And to
their defense, a lot of men are bums.
Yeah, they are. Exactly. I know. I just want to point that. And there's both sides are it's like this self-defeating like negative feedback loop. It keeps coming back all the time. And so what happens is like if women are taught from a very early age that they can't trust men for their long-term security, they have to go do and generate it for themselves. So that's why you get like sort of, I'm an alpha female, that's why you get women who want to go to college and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting to go to college, but I'm just saying that the thing is you should ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it because I have some inherent fear that I'm going to not be able to take care of myself because I can't trust no man? Either maybe they have an absent father or no father at all, or have a sort of a weak father. And then you've got the idea that if you can't trust men for your long-term security, the only person you can trust is yourself. And so whenever I see some of these, I see some women say, like, how do I find, like, I'm 35 years old, Rollo, how do I find a guy? Where are the good guys at? Right. And I'm like, well, they're back in your 20s where you left them. But the thing is that you,
so true.
The problem is you become the man you wanted to marry. And by the way, that's not a Rollotommasi quote. That's a Gloria Steinem quote from 1970s, by the way.
I wish I had the sound effect.
There used to be this. Yes, it was.
Chat.
It was. Some women are becoming the men that they wanted to marry. And now here we are in 2024, and we're still saying the same thing.